Hello, welcome to Nell at Night, and this week I am going to touch on one of the main components of when I begin to work with someone, one of my, when working with my clients, one of the first sort of criteria that we establish in our relationship. And the reason that I'm sharing it here is because this is a great opportunity to integrate it into your own life if it resonates and seems like it makes sense for you. So, what is this criteria that I'm talking about? Well, when someone comes into me that's having a problem with something in their life that they don't like or that's not working for them, we begin to establish some foundation on how do we explore this. And meditation and mindfulness is really one of the first things that we integrate into working together. So why do I do that? Why do I implement this as the first thing in that foundation? Meditation and mindfulness, and I'll explain that in just a minute because there's a lot of confusion around this practice. These are great opportunities to listen and explore the inner landscape of what's going on. Now, what's interesting is that it gives us permission to experience feelings and sensations that oftentimes are not comfortable. So many people think that, I'm going to meditate and I'm going to have a mindfulness practice. It's going to be wonderful. I'm going to be like super zen, always relaxed, and my mind will just be peaceful and blank. And, I'm just going to be this amazing guru if I start a practice of meditation or mindfulness. And then they begin to do it. And they're like, oh my gosh, I suck at this. I'm not good at meditation or mindfulness. Again, I'll explain the difference in a minute. So I'm talking about this tonight because there's a lot of maybe myths around the practice of meditation and mindfulness and why it can be so effective. So let me explain the difference between what a meditation practice is and what a mindfulness practice is. So meditation is an actual sitting down practice of actually it doesn't have to be sitting down. It's taking time out of your day to do a meditation practice. That means saying, I'm going to take 10 minutes out of my day and sit and practice the disciplining of my mind. And when I say sitting down and practicing the disciplining of my mind, what that means is you begin to practice noticing what's happening within. Now, did you hear me say that that's when you become completely blank and empty and just totally zen-like? Because that's not what it is. It's literally noticing what is happening in that mind of yours without judgment and just increasing your awareness. So that's a meditation practice. Now, mindfulness is your day-to-day living and just being aware of what's happening around you and continually observing and noticing and paying attention to what feelings are coming up for you, what thoughts are you having, how this experience feels when you're doing it. Right, so now notice that mindfulness and meditation both are very complementary to each other and overlap. So they're very much related, but not the same thing. And The other part of this that I wanted to bring in, even though I'm running out of time, is that these practices and why I implement them in the beginning of any time I work with someone is because they help us begin to experience feelings and emotions. And these feelings and emotions are not always fun, by the way. But what's really important is to be able to experience them so that you can move past them and know what's happening within. I feel like this needs to be 2 parts. So I am going to continue this next week. I'll stop here and leave it as me explaining what the practice is, and that it's really important to feel your feelings. And next week I'll get a little bit more into explaining how these things all connect and how this can bring you to the next level of your life. So look forward to part 2. And again, I hope that tonight and this week is special for you. And you can bring a little bit of that mindfulness into what's happening during your week and savor some of those moments. Have a great night. Good night.